A lot of people, they go in there and they claim stuff. Oh, you don't have a right to do this and you don't have a right to do that. That's not what we go in there doing. People like, look, this isn't just like some random, oh, this is funny what happened in court. It's, hey, check this out. Look at how corrupt these judges are. They took this guy to court. This is like the 10th time that they're trying to arraign him. The prosecutor can't state a case. It's a Jedi mind trick. To clarify that, hey, this is what you guys say the rules are and what our rights are. I'm just coming here to confirm that that's what it is. Why are you getting upset that I'm asking you when this is something that supposedly we have a right to know about?
People need to, join this free help here that's available to you if you want it.
You go in there like, hey, this is what you guys say I have a right to. Do I have a right to this? Yes or no?
And the purpose of doing that is to get it on the record.
So that they say it, not us. So they can't turn around and say, well, that's your opinion, or that's, that's what you think. It's coming out of your mouth, Judge.
You guys will stump them because they're not used to people like you walking into a courtroom. They're used to everybody just saying, okay, I plea, whatever, how much do I owe, community service, get on my knees, whatever you say, just don't throw me in jail. It's similar to police when they see cop watchers too, because not a lot of people do it, more and more now, but it was, that's why they would get all defensive, and that's why, judges get defensive too, and you're in contempt because they're just frustrated because they don't know what to do with you because they're not used to that. So it kind of checks their ass.
It's not even who works for who. I mean, they say they work for us, but I mean, it's just it's a Jedi mind trick.
How so? What's the trick?
Well, would you call your rapist your lover?
No. I had a lot of sarcastic shit to say, but I decided not to.
So why would you call somebody that's enslaving you and what do you call, subjugating you, your servant?
Good point.
People shouldn't believe in a government. Yes, there is a government in people's minds, but as far as it in reality, no.
Oh, look, they're leaving now. How funny.
That kills the shot. So like, let's say you are cop watching and the cop says, hey, get back, or I need you to keep on moving, no loitering and shit like that. If he says something like you're loitering, or you're speeding, or you're what's another word that these guys use?
You're interfering.
You're interfering with police investigation.
Right. It's an officer safety issue.
Right. Whatever it is, the fact of the matter is that they're saying that you're loitering. Like, that's a legal determination. They've made their opinion is, and according to their own rules, the only people that are allowed to make legal determinations are lawyers. And judges are lawyers, so that'd be something to ask a couple. Did you make that legal determination on your own?
Well, a lot of times what we say is cite the law.
It's not even what law I'm violating.
You're thinking the ethics thing.
I'm going before that. Is that just your opinion, or do you have some actual evidence that says that shit applies to me and that I agree to it?
Right.
Right. I don't need this piece of paper to tell me that murder's wrong or that stealing's wrong. It's wrong because it's wrong. You don't need to tell me. I don't need to tell you.
What is you guys talk about the approach of cop watchers in the Skype talk.
There really is no I'm trying to say you guys need to do some shit different or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, we have the cop watching content, but it's more okay. Now, what happens after? What happened to Rick Monday after? What happened when he went to court? People were commenting like, hey, so what happened? Did he get dismissed? Does he have to pay the fine? What does he have to do? And people want more. They want to know They want to
see it through.
They want to see it all the way through, and they want to see what happens. Because it's one thing to show a YouTube video of a court hearing, like when you see with the Moors and stuff, where they go in the court claiming all kinds of shit, and you see it and people comment on it, but nobody knows what happened after. Did the judge dismiss it? Did he find him guilty? What happened? It's not just about getting footage in court, but it's about getting footage and telling the story and showing people look, this isn't just like some random, oh, this is funny what happened in court. It's, hey, check this out. Look at how corrupt these judges are. They took this guy to court. This is like the 10th time that they're trying to arraign him. They can't arraign him. They can't state a case. The prosecutor can't state a case.
People don't have time to go back to court 50 million times, and the easiest thing is just to pay it and be done with it because it's just easier, and that's how they get everybody because nobody wants to put up the fight.
What I say to that, if you're really serious, that you really want to change the way things are going on in your world, then instead of going on vacation, you got your 2 weeks or whatever, why don't you just not go on vacation and get a speeding ticket on your own or get a parking ticket and fight it so you can see for yourself that it isn't just us, the judge, he was acting like that because look at him, he's a hoodlum, he's a thug. Why don't you, average person that lives in the suburbs that, has 2 kids and a dog, why don't you do it and find out how crooked this shit is? It isn't just the poor people, it isn't just the people that don't like authority, it's everybody who challenges their authority is going to get this treatment.
I think a lot of it too is people feel defeated that there's no solution. I'll just pay it because even when, in past I've gone to fight my ticket and I lose. People need to, join this free help here that's available to you if you want it.
See what we're doing and they're like, yeah, okay, so what do I do?
Right.
What do I do? I tell people when they get on the calls and they ask for help, it's like, what do I do? Tell me what to do. It's like, I could give you ideas. All I can do, man, is show you this idea, show you that it's not about the law, or it's not about anything of what they're saying. It's about what's right and what's wrong.
It comes down to morals and ethics is what you're saying.
Yeah, they claim that this system is based on morals and ethics, but the more and more I look at it, it's just based on arbitrary opinions. It doesn't matter what the legislature writes. It's ultimately the judges are gonna interpret what the words on the paper mean, and they can mean it to say whatever the fuck they mean. I think that's where the fight is at, because I think that's where the heart of the hustle is. That's where everybody, when it comes down to it, that's where everybody thinks the power lies.
Now, you guys do help for basically all victimless crimes? Is it just traffic stops? What is the scope?
Any quote-unquote crime that doesn't have a victim. It isn't a crime unless there is a victim.
If they join your Skype thing, they have this free help available to them that all of you guys have experience. You guys do run-throughs, you do practices, what do you call it? Role plays. And that way you can practice and get better, so that way when it's your turn in front of the judge, you're prepared and the little curveballs that are going to be thrown. You're just challenging all their assertions.
Yeah, we're challenging what they say. We're trying to get them to clarify when they start getting vague, or when they start using legalese, this language that we supposedly know, but
for example, something as simple as "I understand" is binding.
Very simple as understand.
And they like to say, "Do you understand?" And your natural reaction is to say, "Uh-huh."
Yeah. Or if you are trying to fight it and they say, "Do you understand?" a natural reaction might be to say, "Well, no, I don't understand." And that's what they want. They want you to commit either way to understand or you don't understand, because what people don't realize is that word is a binding word. It binds people. People think that it means that you comprehend something. And yeah, that's what it means. But in legalese, it means that you comprehend and agree.
And when you don't understand, that means?
They're going to say that, well, since you don't understand, to protect your rights,
right.
Because we're all about protecting rights here.
Right.
We're going to enter a plea of not guilty for you when they say it's on your behalf, or I'm entering a plea on your behalf. We always like to come back with, well, objection. That plea is not entered on my behalf. It's entered for the prosecutor's benefit. It benefits the prosecutor, not me. So why would you say that it's on my behalf? In the instance of a traffic citation where the cop is just accusing you of violating the code, he's saying he made a legal determination that you were speeding, right? the prosecutor's supposed to have evidence, supposed to submit evidence to the court that not only did he break the law, but here's the evidence that shows that the law applies to him, right? Because people assume, well, if you're physically here, the laws apply. But that's not jurisdiction. That's some mafia shit. That's some mafia territory bullshit where they say, you're in my neighborhood, you must pay the tribute. And so that's what they're trying to say in legalese. Well, you're within the jurisdictional boundaries of California, therefore the state, the laws of the state of California apply.
Well, they tell you too with the jurisdiction that, well, you showing up here, that's,
No.
you know, showing that.
Objection, I'm here under fucking threat of violence.
Exactly.
I'm not here on my own free will.
Yeah, if
what would happen, sir, if I didn't show up here today? Wouldn't men with guns come and force me to drag me into court and be here today? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, no, they would just, okay, well then what happens if I didn't? They would just take away your license, or they wouldn't make you pay your tags. Okay, well, what if I couldn't afford to pay my tags? Oh, well, then you wouldn't be able to get tags, and you know, okay, well, what? You just bring it to its ultimate conclusion.
Right. At the end of the day,
at the end of the day, you're gonna force me to do something. Let's just be real.
Right.
And they don't want to admit. That's the thing that they do not want to admit to. They want to make it seem like this is all voluntary. This is all, it's freely given consent. Or they just want you to drop the challenge. They just want you to give up entirely. You can't violate something that you're not a party to. Like, if you're standing inside of Walmart, right? Let's say you stand inside of Walmart and the fucking president, CEO of Walmart walks up to you and says, hey, you're wearing flip-flops. That's against company policy. You need to pay a fine.
Right.
You're not gonna be like, oh, well, I'm inside Walmart.
Yeah,
it must be true.
Yeah,
well, no. What evidence do you have that your corporate policies apply to me?
Right. Good
well,
point.
You have them. Well, then get the fuck out of here.
I don't work here. I
don't work for you. If you want me to leave because this is technically your store, this is your property, but that's not what they're claiming. This isn't the police's property, right?
Right.
So that bullshit about, well, if you don't like it, leave, that's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
They don't own it. Just because they say that you violated the law, they have to prove that you agreed. Like if you worked for Walmart, that's something different.
Let's bring that to the Constitution.
But the Constitution is very simple. The Constitution was written, 240 years ago, something like that? Whoever signed it, the men that did sign it, if you actually look at the document, there is, all the signatures are on there, and they signed it as witnesses. Who signed it as a signatory? The person that's going to make themselves responsible to it.
Right.
All those dudes that signed it, as soon as those dudes died, that agreement went away. It doesn't exist anymore. Even if this document, which they say, is the law of the land, is legitimate, the fact of the matter is, less than 5% of the total population that were living on this land when the document was first created actually agreed to it and were actually even eligible to be a party to it. Because if you didn't own land, if you were black, if you were a woman, it didn't apply to you. People that depend on the Constitution, it's like, it's their paper, not yours. To them, you're just a peasant that has to believe that this paper actually binds us to anything. If you look at all the people that are in the government and you look at all the people in general, it's like 100 to 1 in total. Right. So they know that. They know that's the only way that they can keep us in control is by tricking us. Right. They can't do it by force, strictly by force anymore. That's done and over with. There's too many people. They have to fool us now. There's no evidence anybody's.
What's the birth certificate thing? What's this driver's license thing? What is this? What is that about?
So what are you saying, that the driver's license is evidence that I have to follow the law?
No, I'm just saying that what are you agreeing to by signing up for one of those? What does that bind you? Because now you've entered a contract. You said, I didn't sign that Constitution. I didn't do this. I didn't sign this. But this driver's license now binds you, or does it?
No. Well, okay. If the judge says, if I ask the judge, what evidence do you have that these codes are applicable to me just because I'm physically in California? Right? They're gonna, if they say, it's the driver's license. Okay. I mean, to simplify it, okay, so are you saying that the driver's license is the evidence that you're relying on, that the codes apply to me? And if they say yes, okay, great. So are you saying that if I didn't have a driver's license, then the laws and the codes, and they wouldn't apply to me then? You're like, well, no, they would still apply. Okay, well then, obviously it's irrelevant then whether or not I have a driver's license or not, because you guys still assume that the laws apply to me. Because, I mean, especially living here in California, fuck yeah, they'll give you a ticket for not having a license. So how is not having it, it doesn't, like, that, it goes away. That issue goes away. It's irrelevant. They have to look, they have to come at something else, or they have to bring something else to say, yeah, this is what makes it apply. And it ain't the driver's license. It ain't the birth certificate. It ain't. It's the fact that they believe that because you're physically here, they believe that you're physically standing here in LA, that these fucking codes that the LA, whatever, they apply to you. Okay, so, but back to the legal determination thing. Okay, so the cop is making a legal determination that you're loitering. Okay, let's just say you're loitering. So when he testifies in court that, yeah, you know, I observed them and they were loitering, and when you try to object to the cop saying all these legal, because like I said, the only people that can make legal determinations are lawyers and judges. So why is the prosecutor allowed to ask these cops these questions knowing he's unqualified to make these determinations? You object, the judge overrules your objection, right? Getting all this shit into the record. But when you go to cross-examine him and ask him the exact same questions, all of a sudden they're not qualified. All of a sudden, when you ask for the cop, well, did you make this legal determination on your own? The prosecutor's gonna jump up, objection, that calls for a legal conclusion. Okay, so it's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden it's good, when it's good for you, you allow them to make these determinations, but all of a sudden when I'm trying to get to the truth of it, all of a sudden you don't want him to say shit. Right.
Let's talk about when they try to assign you lawyers.
Can I hire counsel that isn't paid by my adversary? Right, because all the lawyers that they're gonna give you or that they're offering you are all paid by this, or they're all licensed by the state bar. Right, so if they're all licensed by the same place, they all get their bread buttered from the same place, from you guys, the guys that are attacking me. How is that fair?
How is that a fair trial? How am I?
I'll play along. I might even play along if you guys let me bring somebody into court that's gonna help me, that isn't licensed by you, that doesn't have permission from you. It doesn't need permission from you.
Right. It's a conflict of interest.
It's a conflict of interest.
Everybody says, oh, I need help with counsel or whatever.
When I get to court, we're not even there yet. I need to know the cause and nature of the charges and proceedings so that I know whether or not I even need to get a lawyer. Because you guys might inform me of the cause and nature and proceedings, and I might just say, you know what, fuck it, I just want to pay it, fuck it, I don't even want a lawyer. Right? I don't even want to fight this, I just want to go ahead and pay this and get it out of my head. Right. Or, you know what, I want to fight this, I've been informed of the nature and cause, I'm going to fight it, I'm going to plead not guilty and fight it. But I can't make that decision until I've been informed. And see, that's where the whole fight is because they don't want to inform me. Right. They say that you have a right to be informed, but then when you actually start to try to get to be informed, that's where they wanna push back. They don't.
We've already explained that to you, and a lot of times all these questions are yes/no questions. Yeah. But they tend to give you paragraphs when it's like, that's not even what I asked you. I just wanted yes or no. And then they tell you you're wasting the court's time, and it's like, I just wanted a yes or no. You just rambled on.
I have about 5 clarifications. They're simple yes or no. I can get out of here in less than 5 minutes.
But you keep fighting me on it because you know it's effective, and you know that you can't.
And you know that if you answer these questions honestly, I shouldn't have to be here. And none of these other people behind me should have to be here either.
And these are all questions that, you know, everybody just rattles off and they're just understood. You know, you have the right to a fair and meaningful hearing. You're presumed innocent. I mean, these are just normal things, but when you actually go to ask them.
What killed me when I first went to court learning this stuff, when I first learned about it and then I went to court using it, I was still very like I understood the concepts and everything. I just didn't know how to respond to the judge's bullshit, which is 90% of what we're trying to learn. So he came at me with, I asked him if I was presumed innocent of the charges here today. And he said, well, you're presumed not guilty. And that just threw me for a loop, because it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say yes. I mean,
you're right. What,
the question never goes away.
they're always going to give you this long answer to try and throw you off and keep you off course
Sometimes.
of what you're actually trying to get at.
Or they'll answer a question that they wish you had asked.
Yes.
They wish you had asked if I'm presumed not guilty. Oh yeah, you're presumed not guilty, of course. So yeah, I mean, the fight is in calling out the judge's bullshit, because as soon as you start asking these questions, they know that,
they're
like,
very direct questions. How they manage to skirt them is quite an art.
Yeah, they know how to talk around stuff. They know
They
how
try to
twist
make it
stuff up.
sound like they're answering your
Right.
question, and then they'll
Just
tell
like
you
that.
when you keep asking the same thing. They're like, I already answered that 12 times for you. And
I don't recommend, oh, you should do this or you should do that, because I don't know, because
Every judge is
I don't
different.
know the circumstance. Is the judge mad right now? Is he still cool?
Yeah.
Does he want to throw you in jail? Does he just want you? I don't know.
yeah, where are we at in the process? Yeah.
But for right now, I just need to know this right here. I'm not asking about
Right.
this other stuff.
Right.
And see, that's the judge is trying to twist you around. He's trying to put you in circles. He kept on trying to
Yeah.
talk about something else, and I'm like, nope. As soon as I addressed it,
Yeah.
and then I brought it right back to where I was at. Nope, this is what I asked.
Yeah.